This week on the Dingbat District, my heater broke. Please watch us so people will pay us money so I can fix my heater. It's 53 degrees in my house. Help. You getting possessive of a Blake?
This is why you proof my scripts.
Oh, and I reread ours again. I think we may want to rewrite.
You want to rewrite it?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Hey, no, I think if we rewrite that, it'll be awesome. I mean, it's awesome now, but if we rewrite, bro.
Okay, I definitely want to talk about this because I definitely want to. You told me a little more about your script, but on that topic. Welcome back to another episode of the Dingbat District podcast. Today, we have another good friend of mine and a very good friend of Blake's. We have Trey. Thanks for coming on, man. Y'all go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead and plug yourself up if you got anything coming out. But I want to get back to y'all talking about this script.
Oh, no, I ain't got nothing coming out soon.
Okay.
I got too many scripts that I wrote already. I don't even have them finished yet.
He has an Instagram he doesn't fucking use.
I know, that's fucking right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could actually just see like the remembering of your Instagram on your face. That was funny.
I know. I was like, I do. Okay.
Dude, I went back and because I'd sent you some old clips of our film that we were working on together. I deleted all that and I was like, I don't know where the is.
I think I still have them. It's on my Instagram.
You do?
So on that note, go ahead and tell the people listening at home what it is you're known for in the game. How do Blake and I know you?
Well, me and Blake went to school together. We're both, he's more of a screenwriter than I am. Well, no, he's more of a director than I am. But we both wrote a script together, and we turned it in, but we never filmed it. Well, we started to, and then just went to hell.
And what was the name of this movie again?
Filmmakers.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this is what you were telling me about.
I was showing you the clips earlier.
Yeah. Where you all play hyperbolized versions of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, outplay it. Yeah. Do we want to put that clip on? That like at some point? It was a fun clip to watch. I had a good time watching it. And,
Wait, which one?
Whatever ones we had in our Instagram conversation. It's the only ones that I.
Okay, I think I still got them. I think I still have them. Okay. I'll send them to you.
Okay.
I send them back. Yeah, reverse them back to you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But I was having a good time watching it, and it sounded really interesting in the fact that, especially because I don't know if you helped on Whiskey Seltzer at all, which is where we met. You played, what was your character's name? Mr.
Foley.
Yeah,
Mr.
Foley.
Yeah, I drank your apple juice. I stole your apple juice.
Yeah. And it was crazy because he wanted to do orange juice first.
Yeah, that's wild.
And it just so happened that I have an allergic reaction to orange juice.
Oh, really?
I wind up just barfing everywhere. I throw the up. And so
that's one of those ones that like I know everything you probably can be allergic to, but like that's just one of those ones I never heard before.
Well, it's not really the orange, it's the acid.
Oh, okay. So
and
you got like a lactic acid thing.
Something like that. And I can't take the acid of orange juice. I have no idea why, but I mean, like I can drink damn near anything else, grape, pineapple.
See, that's funny because I barf when a woman can't tell a story. That's just when I go to barf. Like, have you ever just been at like, it's not just a woman, but just anyone that can't tell a story? It makes me immediately like want to slam their head in a mailbox.
No, I don't ask them for stories.
I don't ask them for stories either, but they tell me them. Like, they're just like, do you want to hear this? And I say no, and I try and walk away, and then they walk with me to tell me the story, like we're going together.
Well, you can get out of that, right? You know that, right?
I try, but I'm also trying to be nice to some of these people because I have a bitch face, supposedly. Everyone thinks I'm an asshole, and I'm nice if I like you.
Dude,
it's one of those things.
I hate to say it, but that's the way they thought about me when they first met me.
Right.
They said, "Oh, he's an asshole." They didn't talk to me.
No, I'm just like I'm thinking about things. Like I don't want to talk to everyone all the time, and I got like 4 people.
I like to just be away from people.
Yeah, It's so nice to. There's nothing better than. Honestly, I took up smoking so I could leave people and just go outside. Like I need a pause in my day, and it's gonna be me going outside to get away from these people.
I think that's why I smoke.
It's so nice. You just get a little pause. Did you ever? I saw something on TikTok the other day, but like it was why we go home to smoke, and then it was just like a bunch of crowd and white noise mixed together in the background. Go outside, hit the puff, and it faded away. Like that's just how I feel. Like there's always constantly noise that I hear, and then as soon as I get home and take that exhale with the blunt and the air of my house, all that noise goes away.
Well, it just does that for me because I don't want to feel all that tension I have for that day.
Right. Like this is the wash away.
Yeah, I'll smoke something or I'll eat a gummy. Just, and
those gummies are nice too, and you can buy them at fucking like a gas station.
I know.
It's so crazy.
I can order mine.
You can order like DoorDash? Like
well, something like that. But in the state of Texas now, you can get a license.
Oh.
And it's a license to sell. So if you have a license to sell, you can contact, hey, I need some of this, and this.
And then you ship it down.
Yeah. Now the difference is you have to get hemp based and not, but that's what most gummies are.
Right.
But
it's the same.
Yeah, and no. The ones I order have no limit.
Oh.
Like if you go to California or Colorado, you get your little gummies or your it's 20 milligrams.
Yeah. It's a hard, like, it's this.
Yes. Well, with that,
you just get the guys that are stoners making edibles.
Yes.
You're like, did I already put weed in it? I don't know. Boop, here's more.
I had ordered some. They were 250 milligrams.
Jeez.
Each. Not the whole bag.
How big were these? Like,
oh, they was nice. About a good, almost an inch a piece. Just a square.
So like, you can't even almost cut them in half. Like you almost have to eat the.
Well, no, you can cut it in half, and it'll give you the same feel. Like I had
size
some
of a pinhead.
I ordered some, and a couple of my homies like, hey, let me get that. I said, okay, bet. And they were like, bro. One of them, he was like, bro, I got naked. I told you not to eat the whole thing, sir. I told you what it was. He was like, man, but the back end of it was he was drinking also.
Right.
So he was drinking liquor, not beer.
Ooh, yeah.
And so he was drinking liquor, ate that, and he was like, bro, I was fighting for my life. I was like, I feel you. And then another one, he was like, bro, I slept the whole weekend. I was like, what?
Those, though.
I was like, you didn't do nothing? He was like, no, I couldn't. He said, I couldn't move. I just had to stay there.
There was a little bit in college. I was talking to Blake about this earlier, where like before I started smoking weed, I was eating it first because I was having a lot of trouble sleeping when I was first starting to quit boozing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. And I found this dude that I was kind of like familiar with around the school, and I found out he also like made his own. I was like, yo, let me get a couple brownies. And he's like, hey, these are 250 each. So like cut them into fourths for you. You're brand new to this. And just sit there and I'd pop a little half or a quarter of a brownie every single night. And there for a little bit, I had moved from my bedroom down to the living room on our couch. And my roommate came downstairs after like 2 weeks. And he's like, hey, you've got to go back to your room. You have to move out of our living room. There's a picture of me somewhere on his phone where I remember my eyes were open because I was looking at him. But if you look at this picture, they are sealed shut. Like they are that fucking glazed over.
I need those brownies.
I need to find him. Like I need to figure out where he moved to after college and hit him back up because
I'll let me in a couple weeks. I'm gonna have some chocolate bars.
Ooh,
freaking awesome.
That's the problem though. Like if I get that, I need equally as much of that in snacks. Like I need regular snacks because I've done that before where you go to one and have, you're like, oh no, now I'm hungry and all I have is this chocolate bar.
Now, you're a smoker. So,
I am.
So when you smoke, you get cotton mouth. Okay. Have you ever ate a gummy and got cotton mouth?
Yeah.
And that shit is crazy. I
and
was like,
deadly.
How bad is this?
Right. And like something about edible cottonmouth is just there's no getting rid of it. When you smoke, you can like immediately have a sip of water like I'm doing now, and I'm fine. With edibles, it's just a Sahara desert. It's like throwing a bucket on some sand and just watching it go away.
You got to drink a whole gallon.
Yeah, you've got to sit that. Like I would get water bottles, the liters, and Pedialyte if I knew it was an edible night. And I just set them on the corner table. I was the most prepared for someone about to do an edible I ever was. It was just, I have all my things. I had my first aid kit and just sitting there ready to go. I had 3 movies lined up.
Well, see, like me, myself, like I was always a smoker. I'm just now getting into the edible field. And doing so, like my first edible was a gummy.
Right.
But it was low, 20 milligrams. And I was like, okay, it's not bad.
That's perfect.
But then when I met my guy, he was like, hey, I got these. And so doing so, I said, oh, well, the other one didn't do nothing for me. So I ate the whole thing and it me up. And so doing that, now I know how like if I gave anybody anything, I'm like, hey, they say, hey, you got one of them gummies? I'm like, yeah. They said, let me now.
You're going to see God, and he's going to scream at you for 3 hours because this is a lot.
I got another guy. He hit me up. He was like, bro, I got this new one. It's $450. I'm like, you trying to kill me, son? I'm like, for real, you want me to die in my sleep?
Have you ever heard of this dude, Joey Diaz? Blake, if you could pull him up real quick. Joey Diaz is a known comic, and he does this all the time. And he has these things called Stars of Death.
Joey
and they're
Diaz.
1,000.
Little Mexican dude?
Big Mexican.
Oh,
dude.
big. Okay.
He's short, but he's like round. He always plays the fat. He always plays a fat Italian for being Puerto Rican, I think.
Okay,
But,
no, I guess I don't know.
He sounds like this. What's up, cocksucker?
Oh,
Like,
yeah, the old dude. Yeah. He's 50, got a 5-year-old kid. Yeah.
Once kidnapped a guy, and that's where all of his fandom came from. Did you ever hear that story?
I think he told it when he was doing his stand up.
Yeah, his comedy.
Yeah.
He put a dude in his trunk at gunpoint, and he's like, "You owe me money. Like you're not gonna get out of the trunk." And he just stood outside the trunk the whole time.
Yeah.
He's like, "That's still technically kidnapping," and I was arrested.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like Ali Sadiq. He had sort of like the same similar story.
I was just hearing that. I was watching Whiskey Ginger, which is one with Andrew Santino. God, if he shouted us out, that'd be cool after hearing this. But
he probably won't. But.
Shut up.
No.
Andrew, do it because Blake said you won't. Prove him wrong, please. You're a good guy. And a ginger. But no, like Joey Diaz has 1,000 milligram Stars of Death, and he'll give them to people and tell them like, oh, they're 100. We're going to get pretty high. And he's like, oh, I could, one episode where I take 100 milligram edible, not too bad. And you're like, oh, I forgot a 0. That's 1,000. You're going to die. We're going to see God, cocksucker, but we're going to see him together.
Wow. No, I don't think I could do that one.
Oh,
no.
Did you ever do that, though? Like, you get with your boys and you're like, all right, tonight we're hitting the edge. For no reason whatsoever, it's just a Thursday.
No.
Oh,
We only did that on the weekends. Because most of us, we had shit to do.
that makes sense.
Weekends, you really don't got shit to do.
See, I really, the reason I became a smoker was mostly because of the pandemic. Like, when the pandemic started, I was in my senior year of college. So I was able to just take everything online from home, did it all that day. It was all just basically busy work at that point because no one wanted to do anything. And then I just go hang with my guys that I worked with because we were all essential workers, so we all got to keep our job. Just constantly like, all right, let's see how many we can eat tonight.
No, I had started smoking because I stopped being an alcoholic.
That's what I did. Yeah.
And so to, I guess, backfill not drinking,
Right.
I started smoking more and more and more. It was at one point that I smoked like 50 blunts in one day.
Holy shit.
I'm talking about they came into the house and they had to get on the floor just to get air. That's how smoked. I'm talking about upstairs and downstairs. That's how smoked it was. I got receipts on all this.
You hotboxed a house. That's fucking crazy.
Well, it was an apartment, but it was. I sat in the living room and smoked my whole day. I'm talking about from, I think it was like 8 that morning till about, they came home about 6, I guess.
Well, I can't talk shit. We did that. It just wasn't 50 blunts because we weren't fucking.
But I was by myself. It wasn't
Oh my
group.
God.
It wasn't a group. It was just me.
Jesus.
I sat on the couch. I had lost my job.
What were you watching? Was it like trashy daytime TV?
No, it was. See, I'm finna tell my age. This was back when we had Blockbuster, so we just got movies in the VCR and just putting movie after movie after movie in.
We would find just random trilogies to watch. Like on Saturdays, we'd all plan ahead. Like I was gonna sleep on the couch because I would get too high to drive home that night. I was gonna stay there. We were gonna wake up the next day, do it all over again, and we were gonna put on every Tarantino movie we could get from the platforms. Try and watch at the time all 8.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we would do. We'd just throw on our version of Blockbuster. Oh shit. And that was like the best part. It was like when you're just chilling with your dudes and no one's talking. Like that's a bond.
Mm.
8 hours, you're like, that scene sucked, and that's all you've said for 3 hours or whatever it is. That was always so much fun. I love that.
Like, I was just a lone smoker,
Right.
because I didn't want to share. I was stingy.
I got that way towards the end with some of them.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like everybody came and they smoked your shit up, but I'm like, you never brought anything with you, son. What is wrong with you?
oh yeah. At this point, like, I won't kick people out of a circle, but I'll invite people secretly to the circle. Like, I'll send texts if we're in a group. We're like, I know you two do, and you bring some sometimes, so you two come outside with me. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And then other people will walk up because they'll see it. And that's fine. I'm not going to tell anyone no, but I'm not going to invite the whole damn clique. And have you ever had someone that invited like 8 people after you invited him? You're like, well, I'm never going to smoke with you ever again because I got one hit on my fucking joint.
Joint? Oh, no, we never smoked. If we was smoking joints, you wasn't going to hit my joint. But
see, I can't roll blunts. I can't. I
you
got
can.
well, I probably can.
You can.
I've tried
you just
twice
need-
and then
See,
Yeah.
you got to practice.
cones are nice though. I like cones.
Oh, I mean, yes, they are. But, I mean, like I say, this was back in the day, and
Right.
I was a great blunt roller back then. Now I'd pop a gummy and just be happy.
That's
You
one
know.
of like 2 qualifications I have for a chick that I'm meeting. Like, do I actually like talking to this person? Meh, but can she roll a blunt? If she can roll a pearl, I'll stand for anything. I don't really care. Because you can only hit the glass so much.
That is not a good way to. That is not a good way to start a relationship, sir.
Yeah, but you know,
You need to know if she's mentally able to.
mentally
you
able to
in.
be mentally stable. Well, I
Yeah.
found the hard way a couple times.
Yeah,
Shout out to that one girl from Oak Cliff. God damn.
Oak Cliff, that's my hood. I mean, yeah, that's where I live at. So we.
Oh, really? You might know her. Do you know like one of the 3 white girls from there? That was her.
No. No, my hood is. No. No. No, not too many.
Yeah,
too many white folks around.
I found the only white Marie Laveau. Like just out there out of nowhere. I was like, how did I do that?
In Oak Cliff.
Yeah,
What side? South side?
I don't know. She'd never tell me. I was like, where are you from? And she's like, Oak Cliff. I was like, I know, but I also know that Oak Cliff isn't just like.
See, she was on that bougie side then.
Probably that makes sense, or like not even from there.
Could be. She could have just told you that as a lie.
Yeah, she was always kind of like fronting. I was like, she's like, I'll beat his ass. I'm like, you're 5'2". Shut up.
Oh. So what else do y'all guys do besides smoke and talk shit? Because that's what it seems like y'all do all day and have
Just
fun.
about, yeah.
Yeah.
We watch a lot of movies. We talk a lot of shit.
Okay. What movies do y'all watch?
Like we were talking about earlier, we're big Tarantino fans. But I mean, this isn't a movie. But I was just talking to Blake about this too. Have found my new favorite thing in the world. Have you heard about the show Love on the Spectrum?
I've heard of it, never watched it. I don't talk about them Spectrum folks. Nope, I don't go there. I do not go there. I've heard a bunch. I'm not going there with you on that one. That one,
Can I go there to you and you just sit there and deny? Okay,
cancel culture.
fair enough. Fair enough. Go watch it. Go watch it, but watch it alone because you'll get in trouble if you watch it with other people.
Bruh, no. I've had people tell me about it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to watch this.
It is very wholesome. I will say this: there was like a time I almost teared up because it was so sweet. Because there's a scene I watched on TikTok where they're taking their daughters out, or daughter and son on this point, on a date, and the mom is like, I mean, she's 27 years old. I didn't think she'd ever go on a date. Thank y'all so much. And then she walks away, and I think she's still like hot mic'd, and you can kind of see her in the background, and she's just bawling. She's like, oh, got her a date. I didn't think this would ever happen. And I was like, oh my God, this is, for a show that's kind of gross to watch because it's just kind of, using them for viewership.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was kind of a wholesome moment. Like, I don't know if that was faked or anything because it's reality television, but if that was real, that was kind of cool.
Mm.
It's got some cool moments, but I'm a stand-up comic, so I got to find some funny every once in a while.
Oh yeah, we do that.
He's got to find material.
I can't do that material.
Yeah,
There's like one club I could do that at, and that's just full of comics, and it's where you go to be mean.
And you will get canceled.
Yeah, that's where. Honestly, it's the only club where no one promotes random people to show up. It's just like, hey, this one's just for the comics. Please don't come here. We'll get in so much trouble. That place is wild. Like, there was a first-time guy that walked up on stage, and he was white, and then 45 seconds in said the N-word, and then just got fucking bounced off the stage.
Damn.
Like, there's a guy, Mighty Mike, shout out to him. He's a very funny comic in Dallas. He's sitting right in front of me. He says it, and he just goes, mm-mm. And he turns to me, and I'm just laughing at Mike's response, and he's like, are you laughing at that? I'm like, no, I'm laughing at you, I swear to God. Please, Mike. She's humongous. He looks like a UFC fighter. Like, he's just jacked for no fucking reason. Like, he doesn't do anything with it, he just is. And he's got a huge, like, a James Harden Fear the beard.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm trying to think, there's one guy that he looks a lot like.
Kimbo Slice?
Kind of, because he's just yoked. But there's one other dude that I might come up with later.
Perkins, basketball player.
Kendrick.
Oh,
look up Kendrick Perkins. He might have it. Is he bald?
No, Kendrick's not bald. No, he's not bald. But he has that. He's still kind of. Well, he's big now because
stocky, yeah,
he's big now because he's older in age.
Right.
But when he played ball, he was, But
that's Mike. Mike's a terrifying dude. I mean, thank God he's a silly guy because he just
scares the shit out you.
Yeah, 100%. All you hear from the back of a club.
Oh, I'm out.
It's just. That's Mike's laugh. That's how you know Mike's in a good mood.
When are you going to be back there with him? And I want you to say the N-word in front of him.
Never.
I want to see what happens.
Never. That's when I'll never do that. He doesn't look like Kendrick.
No, okay.
But like,
well, Kimbo's bald.
He's got that. He does have that big beard though. Like, if you got a big beard like that, that's actually full,
mm-hmm.
Instantly terrifying. Nah, he's not Kimbo either.
It's not Kimbo.
I do know a dude that looks like Kimbo, and I've told him. Actually, hey Blake, cut that out. He scares me. And he follows.
He follows us?
Yeah.
Who does?
The guy I was just talking shit about.
Oh, Jimbo Slice.
Yeah. Yeah. Blake, cut that out. He's not like big or anything, but he definitely has knives for sure. Like. I've never seen any of them, but like, he's definitely just that dude that goes to the gas station, and every time he's at a gas station, he'll buy a new knife. Like, like he's got a Confederate hat somewhere tucked in his house. Like, just one of those dudes.
Killer.
No. Well, psycho. I wouldn't necessarily call him a killer, but like, he might snap.
Yeah.
If he has one bad rap set. God damn it, I'm still talking about it. Fuck.
Cut that whole segment out, sir. Because
Right,
I do not need somebody coming at me.
Yeah. We'll cut that out.
Trey, who's your favorite comedian? I know you like comedy.
As of right now, dude, it's too big. I mean, Bernie Mac was my favorite. Bernie is like Dave Chappelle. They own my mount. You know what I'm saying?
They're on that God tier. Like,
yeah, Bernie, Dave. I want to say Chris Rock, but he
he kind of fell off. Like if you go watch Tambourine, it's very political, and
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Now,
but like,
now, his last one he did when he came out and told the story with all that bullshit that happened against him and Will Smith. Now that was funny too.
see,
And it
was funny, but he needed a little bit longer to do it because there were a couple times where he just repeated himself instead of like he could have. Knowing Chris Rock, this is Chris Rock, one of the dudes in comedy. He just repeated himself a couple times on calling Will Smith a bitch. Like at that point, he's just like, he's a bitch. He says it like 7 times in a row. I'm like, come on, Rock, dude. You're like, everybody hates Chris. Bigger and blacker. You're one of the guys. You couldn't write like one line in there.
I mean, but he wrote that whole show, and I mean, yeah, Netflix gave him the money to do it, but I mean, basically, I think it was just him releasing.
That was very fun to watch.
Yeah, it was just him releasing.
That was the fun part about that bit is that it's one of the few times that you get a comedian that everyone saw what happened to him, and then he gets to do a bit about it.
Yeah, I mean, it took him a year,
right?
But he was letting it.
Because it was also only a 20-minute bit. He can't come out and just post just that story. I mean, he can, but like he's got to write 30, 40 minutes up to start that so he can go on and do that bit. But one of my biggest inspirations coming in was like one of the first dudes I watched was Eddie Murphy Delirious.
And if you go back to it now, some of that is still funny.
Some of it's still funny. Some of it's a little walk the line. But Raw was always my favorite. No one ever talked about Raw enough, I thought.
And the thing about them being comedians back then is you could say and do anything. Because it's like, I see it like back in the day, if you go back to medieval times, you could say.
Right.
You had jesters.
Mm-hmm.
Jesters had to do something that made the king laugh.
Or you got thrown in a dungeon for whatever.
Or you got fucking beheaded. One of the two. So
that's just what happens, but now you just can't use your fucking TikTok.
I mean, but, I'm like, if people would just let people say what they're saying, just whatever it is. Because I see it as I have my own opinion just like you have your own opinion.
Right.
But I don't have to force my opinion upon you. Yeah. So if I'm just saying a joke about whatever, you don't like it, you have your opinion to say you don't like it, but you shouldn't kill me or threaten me because I said that.
Exactly. I won't hate anyone ever for not liking a joke, but I would pray to God that anyone that hasn't liked any of my jokes hasn't listened to it all the way through.
Yeah, like, I mean, you can't just take it for one thing that you said and it's like, oh, cancel him. He's a hoe.
So I was doing a competition at a club for comedy, and I was 90 seconds into my 5-minute slot.
Mm-hmm.
I brought 10 people into the crowd, and then I did a joke where I got in trouble because I sexualized a child. The joke was I was getting sexualized by someone else. That's how the joke works. Mm-hmm. Like I was 16 working in a restaurant. And that's what I was talking about, because that's what it's like working in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
It's just sexual harassment all the time. This time it was just by a gay man to me. And they didn't hear the rest of the joke. He's like, it was dirty. You were talking about getting your dick sucked by an older man. You were 16. I'm like, yeah, but at the end of the story, I bring it back. I say, hey, where's Fran? Like, I make it a whole joke where I'm insinuating that I'm on his side. But at that point, this was my first day, and a gay guy was saying, like, I'll suck your dick. I was like, that's a lot right now. I'm supposed to cut these vegetables, but I'll remember that. I'll let everyone know.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah. But, like, if you would just hear me out, like, that was a whole 5-minute bit with a callback at the end that roots everything in. You would see that there was nothing that was, it was never, at my point, like, sexualizing a kid. It was, isn't this a funny thing that happened to me?
I mean, if you're telling life stories, that's what that is. I mean, a lot of comedians, they go through things they've been through in their life.
Right.
And you try to see the funny in what happened. You may change it around just a smidget to make it funny.
Right.
But it's a story that happened to you.
Yeah.
Or a story that happened for you. Or a story that happened about you. You just making it funny.
That is one thing. Like, the way you just worded that kind of made me think about something. Is everyone thinks that, like, everything is happening to them. Like, and if you're going to be a comic, you have to look at it like, what did that do for you?
Yeah.
Like, everything that's happened to me, every breakup I've had, like, after 2 minutes after it happened, I'm pissed, I'm crying, or whatever I'm doing, there's a part of me that goes, this could be a bit. Like, that's how every comedian, no comic is just like, I had a great life, and now I'm going to come out here, and I'm going to tell some knock-knock jokes, and it's going to kill. We're coming from some dark shit, and that's what this is. It's a coping mechanism that we found out that works for us.
I mean, yeah, it was just like, what I can't even think of the comedian's name. But he told a joke about his wife asking him, was she his best friend? And he was like, nope. And she's like, you didn't even think about it. Don't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She was like, why? And he's like, what did he say? He said, I forgot all exact what he said, but he said something. Then he said, you don't even watch porn. And then she was like, well, you got me pregnant. He was like, see, I wouldn't get my best friend pregnant. So it's like he led up to that, and I was like, that shit was funny.
Right.
And it could have been true. It could have been made up. It doesn't matter. But it was a funny bit that he said about him and his wife. So I'm like,
Right.
oh.
And
9 times out of 10, though, it was right. You know what I'm saying? The wife, am I your best friend? No.
No, that'd be weird.
You don't, yeah, what'd he say? You don't watch sports. You think it's something. And then he said you didn't do something. You don't fish. You think it's nasty. You don't watch sports because you think you don't understand the rules. And you don't even watch porn.
I think that might be Ari Spears.
It was a Hispanic dude.
Oh, okay. Who was that?
I can't think of his name, but it was a Hispanic dude. I don't know. I can't think of where he's from.
Right. But that's so funny. Like, yeah, no, I think you're attractive. My best friend is way funnier to talk to. You're not that funny.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I can't say the same thing I would to my wife that I could say to my best friend.
Yes, there was always did you ever watch that show, Whose Line Is It Anyways? It was like an improv. Yeah.
With
Wayne Brady was on it for a long time.
Yeah. It was Drew Carey's show when he first started. Then
Right.
My girl, what's her name, took it over after.
Keira
after he
Knightley?
left. No. I'll smack you. What? Keira Knightley is not black. It was Aisha Taylor.
What? Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
The girl from Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, I'm thinking of the girl from Django. What's her name?
Oh, Kerry Washington.
Kerry Washington. That's what I was thinking
No,
of.
not Kerry Washington.
I was thinking of the curly hair. That's what it was. But
Because she did, because Aisha Taylor did the voice of old girl on Archer.
she was Lana?
Yeah.
No shit, I didn't realize that. That's Archer's such a good fucking show.
Man, that was my show.
I think up until like it got into like the 12th season, I watched it all the way through.
Oh, I still watch it now.
I went back, but like after what was it? One of the Dream Worlds. Well, actually, there was like 3 seasons in a row where it was all dreams.
Yeah.
It was a funny concept, but it was the same kind of concept over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, they had to. They ended the show because a girl that played his mother, she passed away. So that was
Right.
that was
Yeah, I
the main
remember
reason
that.
why they went ahead and killed the show, because they couldn't find a voice that was like hers,
Right.
and they could do the part like she did.
She was also the same lady from Arrested Development. Did you ever watch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That show was so funny because it was so good, and then Netflix took it over and just ruined it. They just shit on that show entirely. I don't know how, as a production company, how you do that. You make or let other people even make movies.
Well, it wasn't them. They gave the money to the people because they had a good concept and they knew how good the show was then.
Right.
So, doing so is all on your director and your writers. So, if your writers and your directors are not...
So, did Netflix bring in their own director, I'm guessing?
I don't know who pitched them the story because it's not a Netflix original.
Yeah.
But whoever pitched them that story
Right.
probably was the money man, and he went out and found his director, and he had his writer crew.
Right.
So
okay. So
doing
it's just
so,
click shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So doing so, it could be, like, I mean, personally, if I was them, I would have tried to find some of the writers from Friends, or what's another good one that was out there for a while that they really had good writers for.
Office was probably too late into that scene.
Well,
I think it probably started after.
Yeah, but I mean, I tried to get into The Office.
See,
I couldn't.
I don't even like it either, but I know there are a lot of good writers on it.
Yeah, but
There
now,
are a lot of people on the show that annoy the shit out of me.
did you ever watch the British version?
I didn't, and I still hold hope that Ricky Gervais can save it for me. But I also get so annoyed by Ricky Gervais.
His voice sometimes.
His voice, and like I watched this thing called HBO Talking Funny, and it was what he put on, and I didn't realize that till the end of watching it. But it was Gervais, Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, and Louis C.K. And they were all just talking like the business of comedy. And he would not shut the fuck up. He was like that stereotypical little kid getting to hang out with his big brother and his friends. So he's just, do you remember that one joke you did? That was amazing. That was so fucking funny. You did a great job. And he's just like, wouldn't stop talking and moving. He would make me tired. I mean, I haven't seen The British Office, so I don't know what that's
The
like.
British Office, I think, was a little bit better.
Right.
You know, even though it was older, I still think it was just a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a lot of people that like The Office.
Yeah, I grew up liking it, and then my freshman year roommate, we had to share the room just by separating the room by a curtain, so I could hear everything he did. Same thing on my side, and he watched The Office 4 times in that one calendar 9 months for college. And I just about beat the shit out of him. Like by round 3, because I also had the back of the room, so I had to walk through his room to leave.
Yeah.
And so I was just constantly trapped in there behind the office at all times. I had to buy a headset for my TV so I could just stop listening to him. And he was, I don't know what he had, but he always had some shit where he was, he was awake. Like he wasn't snoring, but like he was just snorting. Like I was like, what are you doing?
Bro.
I swear to God, I lived with a pig, like a pig come to life, a pig man.
So you never tried to smother him?
No, because he was nice.
Oh, okay.
He was nice. He just sucked. Like, I had respect for him. I just didn't want to talk to him.
Was he on the spectrum? Ooh.
That's possible. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Does he watch your show?
I doubt it. I doubt it because I haven't talked to him since freshman year of college. But if you do, thanks for watching, Josh.
Well, you got to think about it, though. Now, they said most people are on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Did you take the test?
Nah.
Are you scared?
No, I'm not scared. I mean.
Yes, you are.
I feel like.
Nah, you're scared.
Is I feel like everyone's using it as a cop-out now.
What, to be on the spectrum?
No, but I feel like people are like. There are a lot of comedians saying they're autistic who don't show a lot of autistic characteristics, but they say it so they can write autistic jokes. I think. Like, there are a couple dudes who are like, I'm autistic, isn't that weird? I like trains. I'm like, you don't even like trains. Like, I know you. You just wanted to say you like trains so you just said you were autistic so you could say that. Like, there are a lot of people like, Stolen Valor, in my opinion. Like, I'm autistic. I'm like, no, you just don't like loud places. I don't like loud places either. I'm not autistic. I'm just, I don't like loud places.
Yeah.
I
just know that there's a test out there for people. If you feel some type of way about certain things, you can take that test.
Right.
And then it can tell you if you are, what level you are on that spectrum, if you're high or low. Low
Is it
levels.
like BuzzFeed? I mean, like, because that's what I've heard. I've heard comics basically do BuzzFeed quizzes and come back and like, I'm autistic. I'm like, no, you're something, but you're not. You're not autistic. You're just dumb.
I don't think it's BuzzFeed. I think it's a legitimate scientific test, and they get back with your results. I don't think you get your results right then. Oh yes, you are autistic. No,
Yeah.
I think after you fill out I think if you fill it out. And then they'll go back over your answers to the questions and this and that, and they'll come back and say, "Hey, you're this level. You're down here. You're blue. You're not. Orange or something like that."
That makes sense because I also do know that there are literally spectrums to the people that, like my aunt was a lady that would diagnose people with mental. What's the right word now? Handicaps.
You can say, yeah. I think is that it?
I was gonna say illness, but I don't
No.
think,
No, it's
No.
not. It's not even like that. It's people that are like ADD, ADHD. So I don't even. When I say that, I don't even think of that word as an illness. That's just like something.
impaired.
something like that. I could ask her, but I haven't talked to her forever. But like she's the lady that said my sister was ADD or ADHD and said I'm maybe ADHD or ADD, whatever I am. So I know there's like spectrums to everything.
Have you noticed anything like that?
Oh yeah, I've always have. But it's my thing is easily controllable. It's just that I don't care, and if I don't care, I won't care.
It's just like what about people on what's the word I'm looking for? They have now I forgot. Now see, I shouldn't have smoked before I came here.
Are you thinking like going down like BPD or
no the folks that want to clean all the goddamn time?
OCD.
OCD.
Yeah, obsessive compulsive.
Yeah, those folks, aren't they? They're at some point on that spectrum, aren't they?
That would make sense, but I think OCD hits a lot of because I for a long time I think a lot of people did too. I thought OCD stood for obsessive cleaning disorder.
No.
When I was younger, I'm not talking about like yesterday. Welcome back to the Dingbat District.
You just now realize, oh my God, okay.
But like, I didn't realize OCD was also people that were like flickering the lights on and off 3 times before they enter and exit a room. Like I didn't know that was a thing of it, and I think definitely those people are more on the scale of that. But then I feel like you meet some people who are like, I'm OCD, and you're like, no, you're just a clean freak. That's kind of different. You just like to be clean.
The difference is the cleaning disorder, that's OCPD. That's like and then OCD is obsessive compulsive.
Do you know
disorder.
what the P is? Obsessive cleaning.
No.
All right.
No.
All right. That was a stretch.
I've diagnosed OCD, so.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What are your? Can we ask what your things are? Your OCD things? Because my dad's got a couple, and I'm curious.
Yeah, I also take medication for it. So
right.
It's not as bad, but yeah, I would do the light switches.
Okay.
I mean, you can notice it every time I leave here. I unplug everything. There was a time I used to unplug everything in my house.
Oh, I thought you were just being nice in my wallet for my energy bill. My electric bill is fucking skyrocketing for no reason.
Well, it's probably the podcast.
Yeah, not for no reason, but my AC unit has been on. Fuck you, whatever. Reliant. ERCOT. Yeah, whatever Blake said. Yeah. Now, like, I've got a couple things. Like, I don't think I'm OCD, but I've got, like, I've always said I'm a creature of habit. Like, my wallet has to go one place, but that's just because I'm dumb and I lose things constantly. Like,
you hang your keys up?
I don't hang my keys up, but I built a little bookshelf to, like, it goes wallet first, then keys, because if I pick up the keys, I won't forget my wallet, like, before I leave. So I don't know if that's OCD
but
or
if you
that's
pick up
not.
your wallet, you won't forget your keys neither, because you can't leave without your keys.
So there were even times where I'll open the wallet because I have like the longer billfold that goes over the full back pocket thing, and I'll open up the wallet and put everything inside of the wallet and close it with the keys inside. And I'm like, you have to remember everything.
Yeah, I lose my keys a lot.
Okay, so Blake has pulled up what OCPD is: obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Obsessive compulsive personality disorder involves an intensive preoccupation with perfectionism, organization, and control. People with OCPD have rigid beliefs and need to have control of themselves and others in situations. Are you sure you don't have OCPD?
No, I have OCD.
Okay, so
sure.
Yes, I've been diagnosed by a doctor.
Did that doctor know anything?
Yes.
Let's take a lie detector test on that one.
Let's beat up that doctor. Oh. Lie detectors are cool too. We don't have to fight a doctor.
No, and well, I won't tell you all my
ailments.
Yeah, so
is that a good word or is that a bad word? I don't know when words are good or bad anymore.
We'll leave it at that.
Like, yeah, because it'll be hard to figure out what you got to say to someone when they saying all of that.
Right.
I mean, but like I know people that will ask a lot of questions. They be like ask, and it's like just let them be.
Yeah, I'm at a point where I'm fronting my literal ignorance. I'm not arrogant. I'm literally ignorant to a lot of things because I'm also still just young. So, like, if anyone, like, gets pressed on anything I'm saying, I'm just like, hey, I'm an idiot. just teach me right, and then I'll follow that. I'm a blind idiot sheep. I'll just follow whatever anyone says forever. I don't really care until I'm proven wrong.
But damn, females should love you then.
No, but they just talk too much.
But I'm saying though, like, okay, if you were to do something to a female, and she said, "Oh my God, blah 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 blah," and you're like, "Oh, okay, I won't do that no more," and then you don't.
Yeah,
they'll be like, "Oh, he is the best boyfriend ever."
I'm a pretty good boyfriend. I do think so myself. Like, this was something, but Valentine's Day just happened. That's when we're shooting this, and I just had my first. I always end up dating around like the end of summer, and it doesn't make it around to Valentine's Day usually in the relationship, for whatever reason. This was the first relationship that happened through Valentine's Day since middle school, so I got to do my first real one, and I don't understand what everyone's bitching about. Like, I went and bought a record from a record store and gas station flowers, and I hope she doesn't watch this episode. But like,
don't snitch on yourself. Don't do it.
We're cool. We're also brand new to the whole thing, so.
Say, boost that part up. When you
Boost my audio
up. Yeah, just boost that up a little bit. I want her to hear that part. That I do. I want her to hear that.
No, we had a great night. I mean, the part that everyone frets about is usually dinner, and I get that too, but I was trying to work this as a bit while it was still relevant, Valentine's Day being, and I was like, I also got to eat chicken parmesan, so, like, it was a great night.
Okay. That'd have been a good one. Okay.
Yeah, I just only do it for so long. I just got to wait for February to now come back around before I can do that whole joke again. That's my worst problem is I've had so many jokes and they're like, all right, I can only do this in September.
They're too niche.
I know. I know. I get bullied for being too niche.
Yeah. So what else do y'all have?
Are you dating, Trey?
Yes, I am.
I was gonna say you said you had a lady.
Yeah.
Are you dating or this is your date?
Are you jumping off dressers?
No, you know what? I haven't been jumping off dressers. I'm a dresser jumper.
I know.
Can we explain what the fuck that means?
We've had plenty of conversations about it.
Now I need to know, like, what the fuck is jumping off a dresser? Are you jumping off a dresser onto her in bed? Like, are you just that kind of freak?
And doing a 450 split?
Dropping a people elbow on her? Standing on top of the dresser, just throwing swanton bombs about to...
Yeah, you gotta jump off that dresser, do a 450 splash.
Watch this, baby. This is gonna be a gainer.
Yeah, you jump off, do a corkscrew, boom, right in there.
You do the corkscrew perfectly. You corkscrew into her, and that's how she gets pregnant.
Hey.
Is that something we're looking for?
Hey, we always looking for that. No, mine is she's good. But yeah, I'm dating someone, just one.
Okay.
I'm not.
It's a good start.
There, I'm not out there, running around being every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Right.
Because that's what they are. Tom, Dick, and Harry. No, I'm not being that person. I'm trying to stick with one. We have our ups and downs, but, we try to make it.
So does every relationship. Yeah.
We trying to figure it out. And, dresser jumping is, I'm not that person no more, guy. I'm being an adult.
Damn, you've changed a lot. We haven't talked in like 3 months.
I know. It's just,
How it gets tiring.
Okay. I hope she doesn't see this. But now I'm in your fucking boat. Fuck
yeah, come down to my level, baby. We'll both be in trouble.
You better not fucking sink this thing.
You signed the release form.
I know. Fuck me. But back in the day, I was a fool with it.
Right.
Like really a fool with it. I was a bad guy.
Right.
Well, I really wouldn't. I'm not gonna call myself a bad guy.
No, you're not a bad guy.
No, I
At
did
that point, you were just young.
Well, when I was young, I did some bad things.
Right.
And I did bad things in the face of law, not in front of people.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So I did bad things back then, and they, commenced to saying, "Hey, you belong to me." So doing so, I lost a lot of my time.
Right.
So when I came home, it was like I'm like a kid in a candy store again.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, and then you come home, ain't nobody seen you, and it's like, oh, and then you just
Yeah, it's like coming back home from my experience was coming back home from school doing the victory lap.
yeah.
Like, oh,
You know.
hey, it's been a minute.
Hey, I mean, shit. 2 weeks home, ex-girlfriend. Where you at? She had a dude at the time.
Nice.
Came out to the house.
You got some gravity to you.
Man,
You made some pulls.
man, and you know, right there in the hallway. Bling, 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 bling.
In the hallway?
In the hallway.
Nice.
At the house.
Couldn't even make it to the bed.
Mm-mm.
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 Didn't even have to dresser jump that time.
Nope. Well, she was on the dresser.
There was a dresser in the hallway?
Well, it wasn't a dresser. It's more like a big sort of desk-looking thing with a whole bunch of drawers on it.
Right.
So it was just like, and
What's a chest of drawers?
yeah, you can call it that, yeah. And, you know, that was then. Then, you know, throughout all that time, it was the same thing, this, that, and the third.
Right.
But it got to the point where I used to go out to the AVNs. You know what the AVNs is, right?
Yeah, the porn awards.
Yeah.
Right.
I used to go to the AVNs.
Smart man. That's like
And-
that's how, if they're gonna be anywhere, women looking to fuck, why not go to the AVNs?
Okay, but see, that's the difference. I'm finna
They
explain.
try not to work off duty.
I'm finna explain this shit. This is crazy. Okay, so no, check it. Okay, so I go to the AVNs. I meet people. Meet lots of people. I meet owners of
Right.
companies. I meet directors that work with these companies. I meet porn stars, all that. Okay, so I meet these people. These people call me. Hey, T, what's up? Because my boss worked with them.
Right.
So whenever they wanted something or they wanted to know if we needed anything, because my boss owned a porn store.
Okay, so y'all were kind of like facilitating.
Yeah. So I met a lot of them through that.
right, you were
and-
just the connect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I would go to, you know, whenever I go to Vegas, I get invited to all these freaking parties. I'm talking about parties what the fuck is going on?
Like some Project X, like fake looking shit. Yeah.
Well, no, they rent out a whole club.
No, I mean like, how did this happen? Like, this
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
even
yeah,
seem
yeah, yeah,
real.
yeah. It
Like
was just
movie
like-
scene type of shit.
You know, they was like, "Hey, T, want a ticket? You can come to the party tonight." Okay, cool. You know, and you know, I'm like, "Yeah, where's it at?" And you know, they was like, "Yeah, you know, hey, what hotel you at?" Well, you know, I'm a cheap bastard, so I was at Circus. They was like, "I'm staying at Circus." They was like, "Well, why you at Circus?" I said, "Hell, Tupac got shot in front of this bitch. I'm staying here."
This is significant.
Yeah, but but anyway, they'll be, "Well, we at the Venetian." I'm like, "Fuck." "Well,
That's a
we at the
lot more.
Bellagio." I'm like, "Fuck." I'm not, you know. Well, we gon', you know, come to us and you can ride with us to the parties.
Right.
So I
If it
would
makes
do
you
that.
feel any better, I'm still at the point where I only go visit friends and go to places where I have a futon to crash on, like for free. I'm not even at Circus yet.
But so I would meet them, go to parties with them, we go hang out. You know, a lot of them, they some goddamn drug snorting motherfuckers. But so I would come home, like back to Texas, and I would get these calls. "Hey man, we got this going on, blah blah blah." So me knowing a couple of the guys, I knew a lot of them. They got into the porn industry because they worked in the same industry I worked in.
Right.
You know, I'm like, oh, cool. You know, like I knew some of the women worked at the clubs here in Dallas. They
Mhm.
done worked at the Lodge, Dallas Gentlemen Men's Club.
What's that one that the dude from I used to work on a summer fencing crew with a dude whose dad ran around with the guy at, it wasn't Dada's, it was something Dollies over there, or Dolls.
Baby dolls.
Baby Dolls. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
used to owned by the guy, one of the guys from Pantera, the old metal band.
Oh, no. You talking about the clubhouse.
Oh, that's what I am talking about. I am talking about the clubhouse.
Mhm,
Dimebag Daryl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dimebag Daryl owned that club, and I just worked with a kid whose dad was like his best friend, right hand man, and like
Mhm.
informally worked there. He was just there anyways all the time because who loves a good strip club?
Yeah.
My friend's dad, Jimmy, and Jimmy would just fucking go there and just
Hey,
hang out.
I used to hang out all the time up there. I had a homeboy that he used to be, I guess you could say, bouncer.
Right.
And he, whenever he said, "Hey, Trey, what's up, baby boy?" I go in there and have a good old time. Then take my bottles in there and get fucked up. Cause I mean, they were more, when I was going, they was more BYOB.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's scary. That's
yeah.
that's terrible. Hey, drink however much you want, and then come to our place with tits.
Yeah. But it was like they would let, certain, they'll let you bring your stuff in there, and you go in there, you drink, and you have a good old time.
Right.
But anyway, so I met all these folks through all of this, and someone would call and say, "Hey, we got parties, this and that." And so I figured, I was like, you know what, I want to try some porn.
You make some good money?
No.
No? I mean, you still got an experience.
What? Yeah.
Who needs money when you're fucking for fun?
See, I'm finna embarrass myself with this one. Okay.
You were in porn. Nothing you could say embarrasses anyone. No one has ever asked me to do porn.
Hold on.
They asked me to turn the camera off.
First time. It was like, okay. But it's in a room, but it's like freaking 15 people there.
Right.
You got
Wait,
50.
and there's 15 people in the room where you're shooting porn?
Yeah.
That's
because
this is a legit porn set, right?
I mean, yeah. They done got this whole house. You know what I'm saying? It's people that lease their houses out just specifically
in the room. Like,
yeah, you're in the, like,
there's a bed right here. I'm going bones over there, and there's 13 guys right here.
Well, if it's like that, it's more like 3 or 4 people are in there with you.
Still, that's a lot. But okay, that's better. It's not.
But
there's not a whole basketball team watching me try and throw hip into this poor woman.
No, when you're in like in a living room setting, when it seems like it's a living room,
yeah,
you got 15 folks
That's
watching.
crazy. Y'all have to be on shit, right? You're not.
Well, I don't know this. This is my first go round. I got stage fright.
Okay.
And
I'm jumping the gun. That's my bad.
So I'm going in here thinking, okay, it's just gonna be me, her, and maybe 1 or 2 other people.
Right.
I say, okay, I can perform. I can do this. I'm
You're still
out there.
smarter than I am. I would not have expected anyone to be in that room and then
I'm
would
out there.
have left.
I'm out there dropping off dresses. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my head. Hey, I am a dresser jumping champion. I knock
You need merch so bad.
Man, I knock stuffing off a bride. But okay, so yeah, I knock stuffing out of a bride, man. She's like a teddy bear. Boop, pop it loose. Bust a stitch. But anyway, so we go. Wait, hold on. Before I go, no, okay. My mom's not gonna watch this. My mom, my daughter.
Sure?
Yeah, my mom's not gonna watch
sorry,
this.
Trey's
my daughter.
mom.
My mom's not gonna watch this. Neither is my daughter. Okay, but now my baby mama, she probably wouldn't laugh because she knows. But anyway,
I mean, that's why she stuck around.
hey,
She heard this
but-
dude did porn and like, all right, I got to see for myself.
No, this
Before?
was after her.
Okay.
But so I go and do this, and I get in there. I'm like, okay, and then it's like 15 motherfuckers watching. So I'm like, okay, a little, but whew, give me a shot. Boom, boom. Let me smoke this. Boop, boop. All right, let's get in here.
Right.
Well, I done psyched myself up so much. I get in there, pump, spoosh. Done deal. They was like, nah. Mm-mm.
I mean, we got a trailer.
They was like, nah. I was like, nah. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I can do better.
I can go again. I swear. Just give me 5 minutes and a nap.
The power bar.
Yeah. Give me some Gatorade.
Yeah, a
Pineapple
muffin.
juice, something. Let me build myself back up. He's like, nah, fuck that. So he's like, man, go home, T. Go home. I said, all right.
You're just standing outside the porn studio with the boombox, like can't say nothing, or
So
fucking playing that song.
yeah.
Not can't say nothing. Say anything.
So
Fuck that up.
I leave, and so he was like, hey, okay, look, and say I didn't get paid because it was garbage.
Right.
He said, hey, look, I'm gonna give you another shot. I was like, bet I can do better. Yeah. So, second time I go for that one, and this one is better. This one, I mean, same amount of people, whatever, but because like I'm a newcomer,
Right.
and the chicks they have
A fast comer too.
Hey, and then
We've all been there.
yeah, and then the chicks were either old or new. Like brand new too.
That makes sense. They're like, you're not getting the prime shit. Yeah, you just started.
Yeah, man, if I would have had the prime one, I'd be embarrassed. I would have left and never came
You think
back.
you're getting a Ruth Chris steak? You're getting a Tom Thumb steak. Shut
Man.
up.
You're not getting Lisa Ann.
No, I wouldn't want Lisa Ann.
Who would you want?
You know what? To be honest, I had a chance at one point. I had a nice long conversation with Renee Cruz, and
Pull her up. I gotta see this lady.
Say Renee Cruz was
You're gonna give me a virus on my new computer.
No, just do a Google search.
You don't gotta look up.
You
videos,
gotta look
Blake.
up videos, man. But
Fucking
yeah,
horny little minx.
I've always hated that I never took that shot. I mean, you never know. Just do
images.
Yeah, yep. There you go. Click on that and bye y'all.
God, yeah, you should have lapped that one up, buddy.
Yeah, I fucked it up. And when I met her, she was still kind of fresh at it too herself.
Really?
Her and I met her and Alexis and me.
The Alexis?
Not Alexis, Texas.
Oh.
No. I've met her, but
Calm down, buddy.
Yeah. And I've met Alexis, Texas. She's all right. She's cool people to talk to. Just like I mean, I've met a lot, like Roxy Reynolds. Oh my God, that an ass as soft as like a marshmallow. Jesus Christ,
Got an ass like butter.
Man, I'm telling you, make you want to bite that motherfucker, boy. Ooh. Cherokee, she's funny as fuck. You wouldn't, like people see her, they think she just no, she's funny as hell. Cherokee's funny as fuck too. Now who I didn't like that I met, who I thought was a prick was Shawn
Talk some
Michaels.
shit. Who?
Shawn Michaels.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Now the chicks, most of the chicks, they're cool, bro. They don't,
Shawn Michaels, like Heartbreak Kid?
No,
Like the wrestler?
no. His name was Shawn Michaels. He's a black dude.
Oh, okay.
He's been in the game since the 70s.
Well, I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of myself for not knowing a dude porn star.
Oh, I mean,
I know one of them, but that's just because I'm. Hey, pull up. God, his name's not Gary Owen. Fuck, what's his name? He's got fucking cool tattoos.
Oh, Owen Gray.
Owen Gray. Thank you. That was close. It's
I
just a
love
little
how
bit
I
of dyslexia.
fucking knew that.
Yeah.
You're gay. That's how you do it, baby. I projected my gay onto you. I brought it up and he finished it. That's a slam dunk. It's not on me.
It was back when we was working in this. Back when I was working doing all this stuff, there was a guy that I worked with. Oh my
Wow,
God.
he's ugly. He's just
He kind of looks like you.
He's got my hairline, yeah. All right, Blake. I'm gonna need you also to apparently hook me up with some porn people. That's your new job now too. We gotta make money somehow. If we're not getting Liquid Death sponsors, we'll get Pornhub or Brazzers.
Oh,
if we could get
nobody's sponsoring us now.
Shut your mouth. If we could get Brazzers, free Brazzers for life, and $1 each time I say it, I'll bring it up all the time.
You know what? You might could, and
Especially,
you know what?
It's like signing a new player in football. I don't want a contract. Give me an incentive bonus. Like $1 each time I say Brazzers instead of $5 for bringing it up once. I'll say Brazzers 450 fucking times in the episode.
And did you watch that Brazzers episode of so and so? No. What about the Brazzers episode of so and so?
Why are you so caught up on Brazzers, Paxton? I mean, when I'm not doing this, I need to.
Yeah, I need to do something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to jerk off.
Yeah.
So, because you were new to porn and didn't last long in it, had you thought about did you have a signature move yet?
No.
You were doing work.
Yeah, just
you were laying pipe. You were plumbing.
Yeah, just Mario. Now hold on. But and this is the crazy part. Like I didn't know the filming aspect of it.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Well, okay. When you're in that, you've watched porn?
Well, of course.
Okay, So you know there's
Before
like
you got here,
yeah.
I tried to find your video. No,
Okay, so when you're watching it, there's a side. If you notice that, when they're filming,
Right.
the guys are always from the side,
yeah,
and that's because they want to show.
yeah. If
penetration.
it's just like regular, you squaring up a head, like
Yeah,
a
because
tackle,
you don't
yeah, you can't see
shit.
much.
So they want you to grab. They want you to kick a leg up, move to the side, and you're more hooking into it. You're not
That's
thrusting.
so
You're hooking
funny.
it so that they can see. And then what you're doing is you're grabbing cheeks
Right.
and you're spreading, and then you're hitting from the side. You're going in
Yes,
from the
like-
sideways. Now, if you're a short dick motherfucker, can I say short dick motherfucker? Okay, anyway.
You can say whatever you want, pal.
Oh well. Okay, well. The guys,
Little dick bitch, I'm one of them. But little dick pussy motherfucker.
We're gonna say it like this: when you like a guy of average size,
Yeah.
anywhere from 5 to 6.5, maybe even 7.
We'll call you not part of the talent.
Yeah, okay.
You worked
So-
hard at it.
yeah.
You're not
So-
talented.
We'll call you white.
So if you notice those guys, he said white, dude. See, I could tell you some white porn stars that are packing heat, bro.
Fucking Owen Gray's got schmeat.
Scott Nails, he did. Well,
Anyways, I didn't mean to throw you off.
but
You were
anyway,
going somewhere.
but the smaller guys, they normally film from underneath because
okay.
they can't.
They can't get the right angle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So they're normally, if you watch them, they'll shift the camera
Okay.
and then they'll go from under,
That's
and then
okay.
they'll let you see
I
the
need to start watching
underneath
those
portion.
videos. Find the new positions.
And
It'll
then,
actually work for me.
they'll do a lot of that, or they'll do a lot of reverse cowgirl.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then anybody that's packing heat, them guys are more of arch her back, lift her up, they pick her up, they
Start-
flip her legs up on shoulder.
See-
You do all that type of crazy stuff.
There
And
was
that's
a
why
little-
I'm a dresser jumper. Yeah.
There was a little bit
Thank
of
you,
time.
Lonnie.
So there was a little bit of time where like my specific thing that I would go on for was amateurs.
Mhm.
Like I don't have I touch on everything, but everything has a window. Like it's this for this amount of time, and then I move on to the next window of something.
Mhm.
And for a little bit, it was amateur stuff. And it's funny to see, like, you could always see that the amateurs are doing something different than the real guys, lining up wise. But it was always funny to see, like, man, what are they doing to make them look like they're fucking, like, dogs humping a chair? Like, what's the difference between amateurs and pros? With just
Well,
the form.
It's who's directing and how they have you do what you do. That's
Right.
why big companies get the guys that are packing major muscle,
Right.
and they get the ones that know what
Literal muscle or, like, meat muscle?
meat muscle.
Meat muscle.
Yeah, not the
bruisers.
little- yeah, the ones that's packing 10, 12. Make you scared when you, dude. What the fuck? You
At a
know.
point where you start, like, man, that's not fun for you.
I'm like, dude, who's fucking you?
Yeah.
You be like, I mean, if I was a chick, I'm like, nah, no. I'm dead ass. No,
Like-
I mean, because I've been at shoots with these guys,
Right.
and I'm there with certain people, and they're like, hey, come on, we got this shoot going on. So I will go,
right.
because like I would go to Vegas, and then I would leave Vegas and go to L.A.
Yeah.
And then when I go to L.A., I meet up with them. Then they'll be going to fucking shit. They all over, you know. They'll be all over. I'm like,
It's
what?
funny to see, like,
Because they
porn-
don't stay specifically in L. Now the only one I haven't been to, I haven't been down to Florida. I haven't went down to Florida to see them film. I like how they film down there though.
right.
But I haven't been to Florida for any of those. But back in the day, I've been. I mean, because everybody that I dealt with was in Cali, so
Okay.
I went to Cali a lot. I would go to Vegas, then
Right.
we would drive from Vegas to Cali.
That's so funny. 'cause
And-
it's also now that like you're seeing porn and porn directors have, and I'm not saying this in a negative connotation, fuck them, but they've ruined Airbnb. Like people are just Airbnb is out of business. Like they're out of money. No one's doing it anymore. So like no new homes are becoming Airbnbs.
Yeah.
And people are just like, everyone's using my shit for porn.
I mean, but it's people out there that do literally, hey, 3,000, you can come to the house, but they have nothing in the house except for a sofa, a room with a shitty bed.
You're like staging a
and-
real estate.
Yeah,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
showing.
Yeah, it's just like that. And then they'll come, hey, we want to use the house. They film at the house, pay the people their money, go about their business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Spend half that truck or that $3,000 check just cleaning everything and sitting there with $1,500.
Well, it all depends on, whatever went down. But I mean, it's a fun. They are fun people though. Like I mean, not even dealing with the sex part.
Right.
I'm talking about as people in general. They are fun people to kick it with.
Yeah,
because
they're so vulnerable. They come off and they're real, like genuine people.
yeah, they are. And people give them, a lot of people, like a lot of the females, they go ham on females because they are, they're sex workers. But
Right.
I'm like, why? This is her job. She's doing what she's doing.
Yeah.
Regardless
You're
of what
watching it. Why are you talking shit?
facts.
Yeah. You're just mad because you're not fucking her. Fuck you. Like,
Yeah,
I've met a couple of chicks that, like, I haven't met porn stars, but you meet people that are doing, like, OnlyFans now. And you first, like, you come across with some sort of connotation, but then you meet, like, one chick and you're like, yeah, why would I not sell my feet? People are out there begging me for feet pictures on Tinder. I could just start a business.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, if you just...
I met a black chick. That's she used to be on, because she was telling me, because I asked her, I said, what do you do for a living? And she was like, I sell pictures.
Right.
And I was like, excuse me. And, and I met her at a bar. She was just at the bar. She looked nice. I was just striking up conversation.
Yeah.
You know how we do. We want to be a dresser jumper, but didn't get to jump off her dresser. But she said she sold pictures of her feet. And she said she makes about $300 a day.
Holy
A
shit!
day. And then she does specials for dudes ask for customs.
Yeah.
And she'll charge them extra for them customs.
Shit like that. That's how Chris D'Elia got in trouble. He was getting customs off OnlyFans, and he'd be like, he'd have an itemized bill that'd come out to like $100,000.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it'd be crazy specific stuff. Can you see if you can pull up like what he said in those orders? I guess you'd call them, because he had this one chick that he would just fucking.
He loved.
He loved her, and also he loved going to her for therapy. Like, I fucking hate my wife was half the text, and also, like, can I have you wearing this thing that I sent to you? But my wife's a bitch, but also look good in that lingerie I sent you. Thanks. Like, that was just the whole message thing. He was back and forth going, oh, he said he had a problem. Well, he gave up. All right. I know it looks bad. Well, you gave in immediately. That's the first thing I see. Because from the way I heard it, I remembered thinking, like, it sounds bad, but also...
It was legal.
Yeah, it was kind of like the Louis thing. Like, do you remember what Louis C.K. did?
Yeah.
He asked a lady if he could jerk off in front of her. She said yes. After he did it, she was like, I didn't like that. Left and then told on him. I'm like, well, I mean... That's awful that you didn't like it, but you said okay. Like, what do you do?
You got to start getting signs of consent now.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you this, because me and another partner of mine, we talked about this the other day. We was like, dude, if we ever make it big doing whatever we do, a whole bunch of bad shit that we did is gonna come back on you.
Right. I mean,
and it's because you got money. Like, you don't have money now, is nothing been said. So it's like,
not even money. You just got, like, you have a rep now. Oh fuck, I had something in my head, but I completely forgot it already. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But I mean, it's just like that. So if you ever get famous off of this, you're screwed.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, I think we're on a down tilt of, like, I think comedy's falling back down because, I mean, it works in waves. It was huge in the 80s when it was, 70s, 80s. It kind of died in the 90s up until early 2000s, and then it died again through the 2010s, and now it's kind of dying again because everyone's so woke. But at the same time, all these people are so woke and moving away from comedy because they can't get away from just, like, talking shit about how it's bad and not a joke. they're saying there's like a resurgence of all the words that are like cancelable. People are like, no, I'm gonna keep saying them. Like these are our words now. Like in comedy clubs, I hear the R word constantly, and I know in clubs like there are certain clubs that I can go to and say word like that word, but okay.
Oh, it was him.
It was
Yeah.
me. It was
Yeah,
me.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
him. Yeah, yeah, him.
That was my bad.
I wasn't looking at you like
Yeah,
you were in
no,
trouble.
I was like,
oh, I thought it was mine.
I heard it. I was like,
Yeah,
is
as
it?
soon as I realized that, I've had people calling to get inside the house, and I didn't want them waiting outside, so I figured in case it was the next podcast coming on, I'd check it. But we're still good for
No,
sure.
They're not here till like 5.
Yeah,
right?
I just realized that, or what time it actually
That's
was.
why I'm kind of just letting this episode go.
Yeah. But oh fuck, what were we just talking about? We were talking about
You comedy.
comedy.
R
yeah.
word.
There are comics that are coming in, and I did the same thing. I was too dirty and dark because I thought that's where the shock value of the joke was. And you're like, no, fuckface, you got to write an actual good joke. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but you hear these people that are coming in, and they're just ruining rooms for everyone because they'll come in and say every dirty word that you're not allowed to say that won't get you fought, but will get people like mad at you.
Yeah.
Like, other than that one white guy at this place, no one's ever said the N-word that wasn't allowed to.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I'm not saying that anyone has, but the scene is definitely feeling like it's that feeling of like, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Someone's about to do something real bad because people are trying to like go full Braveheart with like, freedom for comedy. And then he goes and just ruins the scene for everyone. Walks an entire room, gets half of the fucking people canceled. People don't want to come back to comedy shows. And you're like, I mean,
And I like a good comedy show. I mean, my cousin, he's in LA. He is he just did a Netflix presents out
Really?
there. Yeah.
oh, he was on was it Netflix's Joke?
Yeah. Hold on, let me grab my phone here.
That's awesome. What's his name?
His name is Gumbo.
Gumbo. Okay. I just went out to LA to visit a friend for the first time recently, and I got to do a couple mics while I was out there. And I met a couple dudes, and I also met some people that were not dudes of comedy. I keep saying, it was a real bright moment when I got to LA and I went to 3 bad open mics in a row where everyone sucked. Gumbeezy Love. I'm going to follow him.
Yeah, he just did the Netflix's Joke Festival.
That's awesome, man. That's a huge fucking thing.
He has little spots with him. D-Ray came out for him one time.
Really?
Yeah, D-Ray Davis said, hey, he's a good dude. You know, I like his comedy, this, and this. And
wow.
D-Ray was on the stage with him, and I'm like, whoa, okay.
That's huge. D-Ray, I think he just did something here at Arlington Improv, which is our huge.
Yeah,
it's like the only.
That's the one
black
he just posted there.
That is amazing.
His name is on the show. Is on the show line.
Is that the?
I don't
I'm
know
trying
what
to figure
I don't
out
know
what theater
building,
that is.
I don't
Yeah.
know what building that is. I don't see. I don't know if it's the. I don't think it's the. No, it's not the Laugh Factory. I don't know what building it is, but
Right.
it got him as Gumbo and friends. So
That's
I'm
amazing.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I was like, when he posted that, I was like, bro, you done did it. Because he started out on when he was a rapper.
Right.
Well, he still is. He still makes music.
Y'all go follow Gumbeezy. Oh shit! I just saw his name. Gumbeezy Love on Instagram. I typed in GUM and he was the first name to come up. So.
Yeah, he was a rapper back in the day. I mean, he still raps now, but he does the comedy thing. And when he left Atlanta, went to LA.
Okay.
And guess what show he got popped on when he first got out there?
What was that?
Wildin' Out.
No shit.
No.
He was on Wildin' Out. He was the dude that does the entertainment in between.
Oh, okay.
So he did that in between, and as he did that, he learned from them.
Really?
And he got to talk to them, being there. He talked to Nick, all that's improv.
Right.
And so he learned to do his comedy that way. I mean, he was starting it, I tell him, I tell him now that, God has blessed him because he was going through something and he had a stroke at a young age. He's young.
Wow.
And he had a stroke, fought his way back through that. and doing so, look at him now.
Right.
You know, he never gave up.
He's got Netflix
still
as a joke. How old is he?
Almost what 30? I want to say 37.
And that's another crazy thing is that's still being young in the game. It's 37. Like the average age now for popping is like late 40s. Like Shane Gillis is the new young bull of the scene, and he's still like almost 40 years old.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's like 38, 39.
Right.
You know, so he's getting like a lot of it. I think is he was doing those little what they call them the comedy things where you come in, you learn.
Oh, the workshops?
Yeah, he was doing the comedy workshops.
Okay.
And doing so, he was hosting the comedy workshops. He was bringing people in. People were coming in to the comedy workshops that he was setting up.
Hell yeah.
And then doing so, he met up with a lot of these comedians, and next thing you know, he's catching traction.
That's the biggest part. Is like,
and
I suck at marketing with these people because half of the time, like all these people that have shows that they book, you realize they're bookers because people don't like them. They want people to talk to them. So they're like, I started a show. Please come talk to me so I have friends and then I can book you on my show. That's my biggest problem. Is like, I don't want to talk to you, but you have all the things that I need.
Yeah, and he's a self-made guy. He does everything himself. He's organic with it. He didn't, he doesn't have to buy this, buy that. He just went for it. Right. And him going for it, bro, he's catching that traction.
Right. I mean, he's in fucking LA, dude. That's incredible.
But yeah, and I'm like, it's hard to live out there. But he's doing it, and I'm proud of him.
Yeah, man. That's a fucking bitch to do too. Like just making it here in Dallas is already like one thing. He started in Atlanta. That's probably a similar scene, I'd imagine.
No. Well, no, he did music in Atlanta.
Oh,
he didn't do comedy till he went to L.A.
Okay, so that's fucking crazy because L.A. is such a hard scene. Like you go there. Me and a buddy were just hanging out at the Comedy Store one of the nights we were there, just trying to randomly have famous comics that we both like pass us by. And we're like, hey, how's it going?
I mean, I don't mean to cut you off, but when you was there, you didn't try to get you like 2 minutes or anything like that?
Not at the big places, because a lot of the big places, if they do something, it wasn't a night I was there, or it's at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I am just not a late dude. Like, I'm usually back in bed naked by midnight. That's my jam.
Okay.
But I did go to a couple like smaller venues, a couple bar mics, and those were fun to go to. But once you walk into that room, it's a whole different vibe. Like in LA specifically. Like I've gone into clubs here in Texas, all the main clubs, but I walked into the Comedy Store and immediately you see how different these dudes are. Like you just seeing even the lower level comics just sit there with their book, and it's like intense. They weren't saying anyone and they weren't looking at anyone, but you knew this dude that was about to go on stage was like about to tear some shit up. And it was incredible to get there, like, and just, I felt like I was on a safari, just like watching him from a truck in the back, and just like watching that African elephant just walk across and do his thing. I was like, I'm just watching this dude, just inspecting him, see how he carries himself.
I mean, me not being a comic, I don't know that feeling.
Right.
Like I've been in situations where I've been around, music guys.
Yeah.
And I'm the same. I'm in lieu of like, whoa.
Well, here's the thing: is I think you top all of us because you did porn. That's way scarier. Because if I did my set naked, I'd cry.
What's the name? What's the guy's name? He takes his shirt off.
Oh, Bert.
Bert.
Yeah,
he takes his shirt off. Why don't you try that? No, I think that's his.
He just likes it. I'd feel gross if I took my shirt off because I mean. This is going to sound douchey as shit, but also I try and stay in good shape. And if I took my shirt off, he'd be like, I took my shirt off. Isn't that something? And just like, ugh. Like, I bet before I did that, I'd have to gain 200 pounds. Then it'd be funny. If I had tits, that would be hilarious. You sit there like a joke does bad, and I just start playing with my big fat nip.
Okay. I feel you. I don't want to see it, but I feel you. I understand.
I don't know, man. I mean, me at 450, that might be just like Chris Farley.
No, use a bear. You'll be a bear.
100%.
And they'll see you as a bear.
Yeah. It's better than I get called a twink constantly now.
They call you a twink?
I know. I'm not even gay, but let alone a twink. If anything, I'm a cub, goddammit. I'm big.
Well, no, you have hairy arms, so you can't be a twink. Twinks have no hair on their body.
Thank you. That's like my number
No
one
facial
thing.
hair.
And like also, I mean, I'm a little boisterous, but I'm not.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but like twinks are twinks.
I mean,
you know when you come across a twink.
I know a couple of them, but I'm like, are you sure though?
Oh, one of my best friends, he specifically like he came out of the closet to me and I was trying to like poke it out of him. I was like, "Hey, all right, so let's talk more about this, buddy." He's like, "Oh, I like twinks." And I was like,
Wow.
"Yeah."
Okay.
And then we took him to a gay bar because he wanted to drink his ass off. And
You know what? Does he live around here?
Yeah.
Take him to the tin room. Well, if he's been here, he's probably already know about it.
He might know about the tent. We went to S4. That's another huge one on
Yeah, but that's
what is that,
that's a
Oakland?
club.
oh, what's tin room? Okay, so is tin room where I take them and drop them off like
Yeah.
a mom going to soccer practice?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you.
I'll be here listening to my tunes.
Yeah.
Good luck, buddy. All right. But I think on that note, I think we had such an amazing time. Dude, I had such an amazing time getting to talk to you. You're such an interesting person. I can't wait for you to come back here in the future. This has been such a great time.
Yeah, when me and Blake finish rewriting this script, I think we'll be back for that, and then you'll get to interview both of us. How about that?
I have been trying to get Blake to be more animate in the episodes, but he does a great job, and I'm not going to step on his toes. He's a
Yeah.
wonderful human being and a cherubic man.
You know what's crazy is we started this episode off looking up Joey Diaz, Uncle Joey, on JRE's podcast. I think we found Uncle Trey for ours.
We did.
Hey.
We did. Uncle Trey's thing is not
Look, I'm gonna tell you now. Anytime you want me to do a pop up, hit me up.
Right.
I'll come in and do a pop up.
right. We'll have Blake have you on speed dial for sure.
Uncle
Oh
Trey.
yeah. Oh, and if you ever need some, what's the word I'm looking for? When you advertising, the shit they be popping up on the radio.
Oh, ads.
Well, not an ad, but it's like, I guess, publicity.
Oh,
whatever.
okay,
You
yeah.
know, I come in and say something goofy and talk about coming to see. Yeah, you hit me up. I do all of that shit
100%.
for you.
We'll have you work some promos and shit.
Man, that's what I'm looking for. Promo. See, goddamn me. See, I can't chew no gummy before I come to you. Because I'm for real. I was trained of thought. I was talking about stuff and then I forget.
Right, dude. That's the whole point of this. Is just like I constantly work into so many spirals. There's we use an AI generated app to make clips and stuff, and every time I put one in, it's like, this is funny, but also there's no structure to anything you said in this 50-second period.
Damn.
I was like, yeah, it was kind of hurtful, but it was funny. Like,
Yeah.
The robots thought it was funny at least. But Trey, thank you again, man, for coming. We'd
No
love to
problem.
have you back all the time. If you have anything you want to say to the camera right now, it's the time to do it. I know you don't have much to plug.
No,
But-
nothing to plug.
If you've got anything to say, we'd love to hear it.
Hey, get out there, have fun, jump off dressers.
Goddamn right. And thank you for watching another episode of the Dingbat District. Y'all come back, subscribe. You don't have any socials, so it's weird. I'm so used to saying plug them up and follow them and all that shit. Follow me. Follow my shit. I've got shows coming out. I don't know when this is going to come out, but March 26th, I believe, the Sunday of Memorial Day, me and Jacob Marshall, friend of the show, are co-hosting an event at Fort Brewery in Fort Worth. It's going to be a great show. It's a free show, so come out and just drink there. It's an awesome brewery, and it's going to be a great lineup with a bunch of headliners coming out soon. So thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a great rest of your day.